What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another predicted lineup, this time for NS Mura, the glamour in the Europa Conference League tomorrow night, 5:45 kickoff away, which is actually not in the Mura Stadium. We're playing in the Maribor Stadium because the Mura Stadium was deemed a bit too small even for the Conference League.
Which so we get the glitz and glamour of Maribor.
Exactly,
Lovely stuff.
But look, let's get into it and let's start off with the team news.
Yeah, so Romero, bad news on him, unfortunately. Conte saying that it seems that he's picked up a serious hamstring injury. They haven't determined yet how long he'll be out for. There are rumours it could be until the new year, but we'll have to wait and see until the scans come back. But it's very, very bad news when it comes to Christian Romero. Sounds like the injury is worse than first feared, so... These international breaks haven't been kind to our South American contingent, have they? Neither has it been kind to Lo Celso, who's also picked up an injury. Sounds like it's not as serious. I mean,
every bloody international break, there's problems with the Argentinians.
Yeah, which is a problem. But Lo Celso has also picked up a knock. He's going to be out for this one. Whether he'll be back for the weekend, we'll have to wait and see. He could be back, but right now he's out for the Mura game. And Dane Scarlett was injured also over the international break, so he'll be missing this one. But also he said it's not so serious, so hopefully he'll be back soon.
All right, so that is the team news, and let's get into our predicted lineup. We're going for a 3-4-3 formation, as we've seen so far under Conte in goal. We're going to give Galini a nod, seeing as he hasn't been given a run out under Conte just yet.
Yeah, so should make his debut, and obviously he should know him well from his time in Serie A.
Anyway.
Debut under Conte, I mean, first appearance under Conte. So yeah, I'm assuming Galini's going to get a run out, and he should know him well from his time in Serie A as well. So. Yeah, it'll be a good opportunity for him.
Yeah, so Galini in goal. Right centre-back, we're going to go for Japhet Tanganga. Played his first game under Conte, first start under Conte in the last game against Leeds, and we're going to give him the nod for this one.
Yeah, wasn't the best performance against Leeds, unfortunately, for him, but another opportunity to show what he's about in this game, so we're going to put him in.
Yeah, alongside him in the middle, we're going to go for Davidson Sanchez, who I think has been quite unlucky to miss out under Conte so far. He's impressed me in every cameo he's had.
Yeah, and he played really well in the 20 minutes he played against Leeds. Really assured things up to see the game out. Didn't let anything go past him. To be honest, I think Dyer, for me, might actually play in this game. But we're going to go with Sanchez because he needs some game time. And it could be with a view of him starting as well on Sunday.
Yeah, and then alongside him to make up the back three, we're going for Joe Rhoden, who hasn't featured at all under Conte just yet.
No, and he's one who definitely Conte will look at as a player for me who could really be a valuable member of his back three because he's very comfortable on the ball. He's comfortable on the back three. He likes to come out with the ball as well, and he's very strong, he's athletic, and he's tall. So if he can really get Rhoden playing, he could have a very good centre-back on his hands. But just look, it's a shame for him because none of the managers pretty much seem to fancy him ever since he's come. So it's a really peculiar one.
And when he finally did have a manager fancy him in Jose, you know, he had a nice run in the team, and then Jose got sacked.
And then we never saw him again.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see with that one. But that's the back three we're going for. In terms of the right wing back, we're going to look at Matt Dougherty. He hasn't played just yet under Conte, and he had quite a successful international break with Ireland. 2 games and 2 really positive performances, I believe.
Another player who will hope that having Conte will give him a new lease of life because the way they play should really suit Dougherty, the way he was playing at Wolves. So he's one who should get excited. But look, as we've said a number of times, ever since he's come to Tottenham, he's been a massive disappointment. Hasn't shown anywhere near the form he did on a Wolves shirt, albeit he would argue maybe not his best position or whatnot. But regardless, he needs to be showing a lot more on the ball quality-wise, like he did when he was playing for Wolves. And if he can do that, he can have a place in this team, but he has to start showing it.
Yeah, left wing back, we're going to go for Ryan Sessegnon, as Conte's already pretty much confirmed that he will be starting the game. So that's our back line: Galini, Dougherty, Tanganga, Sanchez, Rhoden and Sessegnon. But big opportunity for Sess, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's another one who needs to kickstart his career. A lot of injuries have been hampering him since coming to Tottenham. Conte's talking about how excited he is by the prospect of seeing Sessegnon play, and I think Sessegnon could be perfect for the way Conte plays, the way he arrives to the back post. We've seen him do it before in his Fulham days, and with his athleticism, his ability in the final third to really contribute, he could be the one to really benefit from Conte arriving.
Interesting. So that's our back line. In the midfield, we're going to give a first start under Conte to Tanguy Ndombele. He always seems to be having to work his way back into the side, and that usually starts in the Europa League or Europa Conference League game. So that's why we're giving him the nod in this one.
Disappointing to hear Conte talk yet again about Ndombele need to make sacrifice for the team and talk up his ability, but then also always use a caveat, and that was what we were worried about when when Conte came in, because how many times we've been through this with Ndombele. Every manager has pretty much said it. He's got the talent, but will he put that extra effort in for the team when we need it? And it was very telling. He went with Winks on the weekend, which was probably disappointing everyone, but that's just where I guess how he feels Ndombele is at the moment. He's not. He's got supreme talent, supreme ability, but whether he can be that player for the team that allows us stability and allows us a solid base in midfield and has discipline, I guess remains to be seen. We haven't seen it yet. Even in his good performances, it's always about individually him doing skills and stuff. It's never about him being that solid, disciplined player, which Conte needs in central midfield. Yeah,
and it's also interesting that he left him out because, a few days prior to that, we had a report from Ali Gold, and he was saying the people at Tottenham are thinking that Ndombele, this is probably the fittest he's ever been at Spurs since his time here.
So, I mean, he might well be the fittest he's ever been. Doesn't mean that he's able to, that he's still aware of himself on the pitch and how where he needs to be and what his responsibilities are, and that's what he needs to get to grips with.
All right, so alongside Tanguy Ndombele, we're going to go for Ollie Skipp, who was suspended for the game against Leeds, so he should be fresh and ready to go for this one.
Yeah, and we all know Skipp he's having a great season so far. He started the first 2 games under Conte, so he's very much trusted. Winks obviously started on the weekend, but I think Skipp will get the nod in this one.
All right. On the right-hand side of the attack, we're going to go for Brian Hill. He kind of did state that he might play as well, so we've gone for Brian Hill on the right-hand side of the attack.
Yeah, and there's another one I'm looking forward to seeing. He got, unfortunately for him, against, I think it was with Tess in the last time out, he got injured very early on, didn't he? And we haven't really seen him since that game. Which was a really difficult day for him, because there must have been a good opportunity to get some minutes in, and to get injured early is probably really frustrating. But I'm looking forward to seeing Brian Hill back in the team if he does start, and another, because we need him and Bergwijn, we'll get into in a minute, but we need them to really start pushing Lucas and other players in the squad to other levels, because we need to show that we have depth.
Definitely. And on the left-hand side of the attack, like my brother just mentioned, Steven Bergwijn, on the back of a really good display for Holland, firing his country to the World Cup. Surely he's going to have a bit of confidence and put in a performance for us tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing him as well on the left-hand side. And he's one who will definitely see his place up for grabs in the team. I know Lucas has done okay, but Lucas's position, unlike Kane and Son, is definitely not untouchable. And he'll definitely see that position as something, and especially because for Holland he played on the right hand side and he scored a goal from the right hand side as well and got an assist. So
great finish.
So he should have confidence that if he can play well, if he can really make an impact, he could be starting in the Premier League, no doubt.
All right, and then to make up the starting 11 up top, we're going to look at Harry Kane. Seeing as Dane Scarlett's out, I think, in my opinion, Sonny does need maybe a bit of a rest, and I would rest him in this one. So we got a lack of options up there, so Kane pretty much has to play, doesn't he?
Well, Scarlett's injured as well, so even that's not an option. So I think Kane starts, unfortunately, and with a view of maybe taking him off early if we do have the game wrapped up early, which is a big possibility. So I think, Kane gets the nod, and hopefully he gets back amongst the goals again in the Conference League.
All right, so let's run through that lineup with you one more time. A 3-4-3 formation with Tanganga, Sanchez and Rhoden making up the back three. Sessegnon on the left, Dougherty on the right, Ndombele and Skip in the double pivot, with Hill, Bergwijn supporting Harry Kane up top. If this is the lineup, what is your score prediction?
I'm going 4-0 Tottenham.
4-0 Tottenham. Loving that. Who's going to get the goals?
Kane will get 3. And Bergwijn will get 1.
Yeah, I'm also going for more stat padding from Harry Kane in this one. Got a hat-trick in the last game against them, and I think he's going to get another hat-trick in this one. And with the other goals, I'm going to go for Stevie B to get a goal, and also Ndombele to get a goal as well. So I'm going 5-0. My brother's going 4-0. Let me know in the comments section below what your predicted lineup is, and also what your predicted scoreline is as well. We're back tomorrow for the live watch long, and just before the watch long, you can catch David Harris on the pre-match pump up, and just after the watch long, you can catch us on the post-match fan show when it is your chance to have your say on the game tomorrow night. So look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.